This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
Device that you can put inside your water to purify it. I can't remember what it is.
Are you talking about the colloidal silver?
Ah, that's what she's talking about.
It's a device that you made, not the colloidal silver. It's some kind
I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about the colloidal silver water generator that purifies water.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Do you still have that available?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And just because I wanted to, grapefruit seed extract will purify your water. If you have some grapefruit seed extract, and let me go ahead and bring that product up so that because we're going to make a video of this. We are making a video of this, and I'm going to show that product in the video. And here I go right now. I'm dropping it over there. And that's grapefruit seed extract. I'm looking at it. It's $17.49 per ounce and 3 drops in a gallon of water. If you went somewhere and you were worried about the water being teeming with bacteria and whatever, well, 3 drops in a gallon will purify that water. 2 drops in 8 ounces of water or juice will help to knock out all kinds of bacteria, funguses in your body. So that's another one is grapefruit seed extract. So I thought I would mention that. Now let's go ahead and look for that. Let's bring that up on the screen. The number 4576, I think, is what that is, if I can remember that right. I just got to go into. 4576, I think, is the number. I'm in the quick find over there on betterhealthherbs.com, and I have that's it. It's number 4576, and I'm clicking on it and bringing it up on the screen. So there it is. I'm looking at the generator now, and it's 89.
How much is that, Doctor?
$89.95. $89.95.
Okay, that's a good deal. I'll do that one as well. And then one more question I have, because I know a lot of these health food stores. Do you know if they actually have the vitamins and stuff that are USDA certified, or do they really work? Because I know there's so much deceit going on nowadays. You don't know what to really buy or where. I mean, I'm basically just going to purchase my products from you guys, because I know they were saying a lot of this stuff is like not generic, but not even real stuff, you know? Have you guys heard anything about the olive oil?
Really,
where they like making
organic?
Exactly. So now I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm bringing up on the screen. The answer is, here is the state-of-the-art best multiple vitamin that I've ever found. It has over 415 organic ingredients in it, and it's called Intramax. There is nothing else like it. This is what you're looking for, because it has over 415 ingredients in it. I mean, it's incredible. It's got essential fatty acids, organic electrolytes, super green foods, digestive enzymes. It has seeds in it and sprouts. It has all kinds of vitamin sources, macro minerals, protein minerals, essential sugars that you need along with the plants, bioflavonoids, antioxidants, essential oils, amino acids, The list it goes on and on and on. So that's it. It's number 2302 Intramax. I take a half a capful in the morning and a half a capful in the evening, and that just loads you up with all the super vitamins, all organic.
Okay, and it's called what's that number again, Dr. Burst? And then
Uh,
somebody else can ask a question.
okay, that's it. It's called Intramax.
Intramax.
Intramax, and it's
Okay.
number 2302.
Okay, 2302. And how much is that?
It's
So like a
at
one-year
it's
supply or something.
$80. It's $80.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine. That's
for a
fine.
month's supply, and it's the best you can possibly get. So,
Okay. Okay, great.
do we have another question? No other questions. Of course, the mics are muted, so
I have one. Muted though.
you have a question.
Yes.
Okay, that's around in the Newborn area. Is that right?
North Carolina.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead and ask your question.
I have a problem with my eyes being red all the time, and I put Visine in it, but it still don't. It still stay kind of red, and people think I'm high all the time. So I wonder if there's something I can use to help there.
Okay. So let me make sure I'm understanding. This is a skin problem. Is that right?
My eyes. Her eyes. My eyes.
Oh, your eyes. Okay, you're talking about eyes, eyesight. Red eye, red, and are they also sore?
No.
That's good. All right. So when we're talking about eyes, then we're talking about an eye formula. So let's go now to a website called herbalhealthreview.com. And I'm going to put this up on the screen. Later, you'll be able to look at a video. And by the way, I think we're almost caught up with our videos now. You'll find videos of previous conferences on herbalhealthreview.com under Discoveries in Health. At the bottom of the page, you'll find the videos that we're making from previous broadcasts, and including you'll see this video next week. So let's go take a look here. Okay, we're over here. Where am I going? Oh, I'm going to common conditions. Is that right? So I'm clicking on common conditions. I'm on the herbalhealthreview.com website, and I'm going to common conditions, and I'm scrolling down A, B, C, D, E. There it is, E for eyes, and so I'm clicking on that report, and I'm going through every single one of these reports, and I haven't even made it through the A's yet, with trying to make sure that all of the reports and the links are working, because they're not. So when you click on when you're in those reports and you click on one of the links, and like this one here, and it says there's the colloidal silver water, and because under eye health, okay, we're on herbalhealthreview.com. We clicked on common conditions, and now I'm reading a report under eye health, and it's telling me that there is an eye infection formula, and it's a combination made with colloidal silver water, half of an eye cup full, and about an eighth of a teaspoon of MSM powder into that water, and then 3 drops of raw honey, combined with 3 to 6 drops of a formula number 1168, which has golden seal extract, eyebright extract, bayberry bark extract, passion flower extract, and bilberry fruit and leaf extract. And looks like let me go back over here and see what happened. Hold on while
I don't know what happened, but there's
yeah,
a lot of feedback.
yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can find that. Somebody joined us and
Okay, you're fine now though. You can hear you real good now, Dr. Bird.
okay, I guess we're okay then. So, uh, so what I was talking about is this eye report. This eye report that has this colloidal silver water, half of an eye cup full, and an eighth of a teaspoon of MSM powder, and 3 drops of raw honey, and 3 to 6 drops of this number 1168 herbal tincture extract in there. And when you do that, you kind of hold it up to your eye, and you look up and down and back and forth for about 30 seconds. That's all. And then you rest and you do the other eye and you're looking up and down and back and forth for about 30 seconds. And you do that maybe 3 times a day, 3 times a day if you can. And what's going to happen is the stuff is going to start pouring out of your eyes. You know how when you wake up in the morning you have sleep coming out of your eyes? Well, now it's going to pour out of your eyes. And it's going to pour out of your eyes for about 1 week. And then it's going to be done. And you're going to be able to, and eye pressure will not be a problem. It will help what it does is it makes the eye, the retina, the pupil, the sclera, the entire eye. It penetrates it, it cleans it out, and it makes it healthy and feeds it. And all of a sudden, if you kept doing that every single day for a year, by the end of a year, I've had people tell me that wore glasses since they were a baby, little children, 1 year old and so forth. They're wearing glasses and they're in their 70s and they do this, and all of a sudden, a year later, they don't wear glasses anymore. So
that's amazing.
So, and if there's pink eye or eye infections or that type of thing, and the FDA banned this. They came into the building in 2008, and they said, if you don't let us take pictures of you tearing up the recipes and pouring this down the drain, then we are going to do bad things to you and fine you and so forth. And because they were always harassing me. So being a good citizen, I did exactly what they did. I poured it down the drain and I tore up the recipe, and then they were happy. Well, kind of anyway. They went away for a while, then they came back again and again and again and again. But that's their scheme, is to drive small herb companies out of business. If you're a giant,
exactly.
Yeah, if you're a giant herb company, they don't do that. But if you're a small herb company that's generation after generation, you got a little shop and people come to you and you don't charge them enough money to become a big herb company, but then when you do that, you don't make enough money to become a big herb company. They come in there and they look at you and they say, look, you need $3 million worth of equipment. Otherwise you cannot comply with our rules. And they don't even call them rules. They call them laws, and they're not laws. They're rules. The FDA don't make laws. The FDA makes rules. But even the FDA agent that was there last week, all of last week, down there at Better Health Herbs, because they're harassing Better Health Herbs again. When they said they weren't coming back, they came back. And they were there all last week. Disrupting the flow of business and just asking one question after another, and you keep telling them, well, I just answered that. And then they ask another one, and then you say the same thing. And then you ask them, why did you come here? And they say, I don't know why I'm here. And that was their answer. Anyway, and then when they finally did everything, 10 days, and just before he left, the FDA agent got a call, and he said, well, I've just been told I got to come back here again. I don't know when or why, but but I have to come back again. I'll see you. I'll see you next time. And out he goes, and he goes out the
Wow.
door. So yeah, those people are evil, evil people, just driving the small little herbalist out of existence, because there is no way you can comply with those kinds of rules. It's complete overreach by the FDA. Uh,
Right.
do we have another question or a comment?
Dr. Burris?
Yes.
Hi. I want to make a comment to the first caller's question. I'm not saying that this is her situation going on, but when she began to explain what was going on with her, I thought about one of the ladies at my church who was having swelling just on one side of her body too. But in her case, it was her lymphatic system basically being backed up because several years ago she had cancer, and she had surgery, and they removed several lymph nodes. So if she doesn't do what she
Mm-hmm.
needs to, I guess exercise regularly and drink plenty of water and certain other things, then it causes swelling on one side of her body. So I'm not saying that that's the case with the other caller, but that's just something to consider, that it could possibly be lymphatic also. And you basically kind of ended. You didn't say that in particular, but you said toxicity. So whenever you're toxic in your body, it manifests in your lymphatic system, of course. In one way, it can manifest. I'm sorry, in your lymphatic system and back up and cause you to retain a lot of fluid. But usually, in most cases, I don't think it's necessarily just one side of the body. It's maybe both sides. But I just wanted to throw that out there.
You're absolutely right. And that's a real good thing that you said there, because um, what needs to happen here is she needs a proper diagnosis. That doesn't mean she needs to go
Right.
in there and take drugs or surgeries, but a proper diagnosis would then let us know if that's the lymphatic system that's backed up there, because it could be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good catch. Do we have another question?
Yeah, I do. Are you Nora, are you familiar with Joel Wallach?
Oh, that name is so familiar. That goes back a lot of
He's
years.
supposed to be like he's a master herbalist, I believe, and he's had like a lot of run-ins with the Food and Drug Administration, but he always successfully sued them. It's either Joel or I think Eli Wallach is the actor. I think it's Joel Wallach.
It's
He's
Joel
like on the
Wallach.
700 Club a lot. Yeah,
Yes.
if you're familiar with him, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I here in 2011, an FDA agent called me up from Washington D.C. and he said, if you don't sign an admission of guilt that you've been selling drugs, because we consider herbs drugs. If they're good for anything, then they're a drug, and you keep saying these herbs are good for
Exactly.
something, therefore you're a drug dealer, and if you don't sign an admission of guilt, we are going to fine you out of existence, close you down, and just destroy you. And I said, let me call you back. And I sued the FDA in 2011. I
Mm.
didn't get enough donations to fight the FDA, and I lost my home of 20 years. I lost everything. I went bankrupt by 2012. I knew, I prayed about this, and the Lord instructed me on what to do. And the Lord told me, give everything to your daughter. And I did. I signed over all of my formulations, the manufacturing, everything. I walked away. I owned absolutely nothing. 3 months after they that I sued them. Now I ran out of money, in a very short
Right,
in
exactly.
a very short while. So I've lost something here. I don't know what's going on, but I've lost something here. There we go. Maybe there it is. Now it's back. So,
I believe you're going to be good. You're going to be fine because it's just what you're doing is amazing.
well, here's what happened. Here's what happened. So then I lost that case, and and they sued me. Then they sued me in 2012, okay, because I lost that case. So they sued me in 2012. Now,
Wow.
I lost that case as well because I had no money and they knew that. So it was a no fair contest. Now, so then in 2013, they hauled September 24th. They hauled me into federal court for contempt of court. And so I went into federal court, but I prepared myself. The Lord had counseled me what to do, and I prepared documents proving that I didn't own anything, and that that I had sold it, and that I didn't receive anything from it. And I had all of these documentations all prepared without an attorney. It was just my granddaughter and I putting this documentation together. And I walked into the court, and that FDA agent who called me up and threatened me with his criminal extortion racket waltzed across the floor with a smirky smile on his face. And I walked right up to him. I looked him straight in the face. And then I turned right around and I walked away. I did not shake his hand. He knew he was in for a war. Then the federal judge came in, and she looked across and she looked at me, and she said, "What's going on?" And I said, "Well, first I want to apologize because I'm not an attorney. I can't afford an attorney. I'm a 72-year-old man that is trying to fight this contempt of court. So if I err, I apologize." And
Right.
and so the judge looked right at me, and she says, "Okay, let's find out what they want." Looked over at the FDA and asked, "What do you want?" And he said, "Well, he owns this website and he owns this manufacturing and he's in contempt of court." And I said, "That's not true." And I said, "Here is the bill of sale. I don't own it. Here is an affidavit from the new owner that happens to be my daughter, and that's irrelevant. I don't own it. I'm not in contempt of court." And
Right.
so he said, well, he's got this other website, herbalhealthreview.com, that has all of this information. I said, "I'm not in contempt of court from that either." I said, that's someone who has decided to publish work about me, and I don't own it. So I'm not in contempt of court. About that time, the judge, who turned out to be the chief federal judge of the Western United States, about that time, she looked over at the FDA and she started to scold and chastise the FDA and told them what they were doing there and pushing all that paperwork through the courts like that was not anything that's in the scheme of things, and they're not going to do it anymore. Don't file any more paperwork against Mr. Burst. And go after potato chip manufacturers and leave natural remedies alone. And if you have anything more to say about this case, call me on the telephone, and do not come back in my court or I will read you another letter. And that's exactly what she said. She kicked the FDA, and there were about 6 different people there that had come in with that attorney. They were high-ranking officials from Washington, D.C., and from Washington State, and from Portland, Oregon. I mean, they came there to crucify me, and they got lectured. However, and the judge told them not to file any more paperwork against me. And as a matter of fact, she said, "Work it out with them." Well, and I said, "They're going to be relentless, Your Honor. They're going to be relentless, and they're going to keep coming." And she said, "Don't do anything anymore on this thing, and call me on the telephone if you're going to do anything else." And so for a year and a half after that, they attacked my granddaughter because I went broke doing this. My daughter went broke doing this, trying to comply. Now my granddaughter put her last penny into it in June, and then they sat across from her desk for a year and a half, and then they said after that she had totally complied. They were amazed. She was so smart and wonderful, and they're not going to come back except for regular visits. And then guess what they did? They came back after 120 days for another 10-day visit. Anyway, those are despicable people who do despicable things. Is there another question? Does anybody have a question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have anything to treat alopecia?
Yes. If we're going to talk about alopecia, let's bring up the alopecia report. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to bring up herbalhealthreview.com. herbalhealthreview.com. There will be a video of this available within a week under herbalhealthreview.com. And you click on the tab Discoveries in Health. And at the bottom are all the Discoveries in Health videos, which are these videos that also have, they also have all these reports and everything in it. And I'm now there, and I'm bringing up that report on alopecia, and we're going to talk about alopecia. I wish I'd have known a lot of these things before I got to be 75 and my hair had thinned out, because I learned a lot of these things a little bit too late, especially since I got radiation poisoning in Nevada, at the Nevada test site back in 1960 and 61. And that's where I lost all of the hair all over my body, and was a very sick fellow. And that's how I got into this in 1961. Was get radiation poisoning from the Nevada test site. But I survived it because of the natural remedies. Now I'm looking at the alopecia report, and it's talking about alopecia. Well, that's the medical term for hair loss, and there are several patterns of natural and disease related hair loss. Hair loss may be also caused by several drug medications. And the types of hair loss and symptoms, well, the commonest type of hair loss is male pattern baldness. That's the most common type of hair loss. And we've got an open mic somewhere. I will find it if I can. All right, hold on. Oh, it's probably right over here. I think I found it. Whoops. Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Although it seems to be okay now, so I'm going to continue. We're talking about the commonest type of, the most common type of hair loss is male pattern baldness. And this type of hair loss is typically caused by the effects of hormones. And this is also termed androgenic or androgenetic alopecia, as the cause lies in androgens of male sex hormones. There's a pattern of receding hairline along with thinning of hair over the crown. And that's the most common type, male pattern baldness. Then there's female pattern baldness. There is thinning of the hair over the top of the head. And then there's alopecia areata. This is also termed patchy baldness, as there are patches of baldness that come and go. This may commonly affect teenagers and young adults, but may affect a person of any age. Alopecia areata is commonly caused due to a problem in the immune system. The condition may sometimes run in families. Then there's scarring alopecia. This is mainly caused after a scar over the skin. This type of alopecia is called I can say this, cicatricial alopecia, cicatricial, and the hair follicles that hold the roots of the hair may be completely destroyed. This means that the hair would not grow back at the areas affected. And some diseases and disorders also cause scarring alopecia. These include lichen planus, injury, discoid lupus, are a few. Now, anagen effluvium is a more widespread hair loss that may affect the whole body apart from the scalp. This is caused most commonly due to cancer chemotherapy. And then when it happened to me, it was from radiation poisoning at the Nevada test site in 1961. And then there's telogen effluvium. It leads to thinning of the hair all over the body rather than baldness in patches. This may be the result of stress and of some medications. So what do we do about it? Well, again, the number one thing to do would be to have a really good high-tech multiple vitamin like Intramax. Intramax is a multiple vitamin that has over 415 all organic ingredients. And you're taking just 1 ounce a day, half an ounce in the morning and a half an ounce in the evening. It's got over 80 vitamin sources, 33 super greens, 154 antioxidants, 62 different fruits, including noni. And I'm wondering if it's that Tahitian noni, because that's my favorite type. I wonder if Sister Kushakia is with us today. And if she is, I hope she lets me know. Yeah, I see she's there. Hi, Sister Kushakia. She's Shalom. Okay, you let me know when you're ready to talk about Tahitian noni. Maybe after I can get through this alopecia report. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Probably at the top of the hour. I'll be ready.
Okay, wonderful. All right, I'm racing to the top of the hour. Let's see if I make it. Okay, so 154 antioxidants, 62 different kinds of fruits and vegetables, and a lot more. Intramax is the best multiple vitamin that you can get. It's a doctor's only. It's not supposed to be sold in health food stores, but I'm sure there are people who do it. But anyway, you can get it from betterhealthherbs.com. And their telephone number at betterhealthherbs.com, they're there right now. Betterhealthherbs.com, that's 541-791-8400. And you'll be talking to my granddaughter. Her name is Brittany, and she is very knowledgeable and very helpful. She is the one that manufactures all of these things. She is a one-man band. Well, she's a one-woman band, really. Okay. Okay. So anyway, we're talking about remedies. Intramax was our first choice because it's got so many vitamins and minerals and everything in it. The second thing is jojoba oil. Jojoba oil looks like it's spelled like jojoba oil, and a lot of people call it jojoba oil, but it's Spanish or Mexican, and it's so the jojo. It looks like JoJo, but it's jojoba oil, and it can be applied directly to your hair, or you can add a few drops to your favorite conditioner to promote hair growth. Jojoba is hypoallergenic, and it will not harm your hair or your scalp. And then there's stinging nettle. Stinging nettle is found growing naturalized across America. It blocks the conversion of testosterone into DHT, which is destroying the hair bulbs. So stinging nettle is going to block that DHT that's causing alopecia. So be sure you're taking stinging nettle. And excessive DHT contributes to hair loss in both men and women. And then the other one that blocks DHT is saw palmetto berries. Saw palmetto, in recent scientific studies, have shown that saw palmetto may have beneficial effects for those suffering from male pattern baldness and other conditions associated with excess DHT, the male hormone production. So the stinging nettle and the saw palmetto and jojoba oil, Intramax, those are some of the key things. A few more. Burdock root. Burdock root is one of the most important herbs used to restore hair. Burdock promotes healthy hair by relieving scalp irritation and improving blood circulation to the hair follicle. Burdock root supplies natural phytosterols and important essential fatty acids to the hair roots, and has been traditionally used to reduce and reverse thinning hair. That's burdock root. It is a key ingredient in many hair restoration formulas and is a key ingredient in our CAC cleansing formula, the liquid, as well as the original formula, the CACT. We always had burdock root in it. Let me get a drink of water here, or a drink of juice. Okay, thank you. I needed that. All right, coming in to kombucha mushroom tea is a hair strengthener and actually stimulates the action of the hair bulbs to help prevent hair loss. That's what kombucha mushroom does. Then there's Nice Bones, which is calcium and magnesium tablets, because the majority of North American adults are deficient in the essential bone-building nutrients, calcium and magnesium and vitamin D. That's right. The majority of people are deficient in calcium and magnesium, while most of our dietary intake of calcium ends up in the bones. It can't get there without adequate magnesium. And new research also highlights the role of a product called Liquid Sunshine that has vitamin D. It's vitamin D drops, and that's what I take every day, Liquid Sunshine drops. One drop is 1,000 milligrams. The recommended dose is 1,000. I take 5,000 every day of vitamin D, just to boost the immune system. Anyway, it helps with bone formation. So there it is, a product called Nice Bones. So get the Nice Bones formula, and then also get some of that Liquid Sunshine and take about 4 or 5 drops of that every morning. Now, super green foods with herbs powder, that is the one thing. If I don't get my super green foods, I don't have enough energy to make it through the day. I'm ready for a nap. But if I get my super green foods with herb powder, I'm Superman all day long. I can go 18 hours, and sometimes I forget to eat. Anyway, super green foods with herb powder provides a convenient way to get your nutritional benefits of organic vegetables in your diet. And it's rich in chlorophyll and amino acids and vitamins and minerals and beta carotene, DNA, RNA, and enzymes. It's excellent source of dietary fiber as well. And bones, nails, hair strengthener. This formula is very high in silica and other minerals that can help to nourish bones, teeth, and weak or brittle fingernails and hair. That's an herbal formula, and it's called bones, nails, hair, teeth strengthener. Anyway, it even helps with split ends of hair. If you're having problems with split ends, it also helps with one's circulation. And finally, we're coming down to the end here about alopecia, and that's an amino acid called L-cysteine. That's L-cysteine. L-cysteine. It's used for respiratory illness and immunity, and it helps heal wounds. About 500 milligrams, one tablet daily between meals, increases hair growth by 100%. A major study conducted in Germany in 2000 has shown that a combination of millet extract, vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, and the amino acid L-cysteine can bring hair growth back to within normal rates. That's what the study said. The research is known as the Priorin study. Since the study, new alternatives have become available that contain the same active ingredients, but are meaningfully enhanced, as well as significantly more affordable. Anyway, make sure that everyone is drinking plenty of clean water, about 64 ounces of pure water every day. If you can't get pure mineral water, one thing you might do is just take distilled water and put a slice of lemon in that water, that glass of water. That'll make it so that it's like like that Kangen type water, and when you do that, and also take some Himalayan sea salt and put just a little pinch of sea salt in there. Now you've got mineral water. Now you've got pure water that is alkaline and also has sea salt in it, so you got plenty of minerals. Oh, that's so there's another trick for you. And that's it for alopecia. Did that answer your question there?
Yeah. Could you spell that second to the last word again?